Russian soldiers were advancing cautiously through a dense wooded area, their confidence resting in the steel hulls of their empty armored transports. The forest was eerily silent to silent. Branches snapped under heavy boots, the tanks rolled forward, and the men felt secure under the cover of their armored vehicles. But suddenly, the silence shattered. A thunderous explosion ripped through the air. A mine, hidden deep beneath the forest floor, detonated beside the lead Mount LB. The ground convulsed, dirt and debris shot skyward, and the air filled with choking dust. The ultra-durable MT-pound, known for withstanding heavy gunfire and smaller mines, rocked violently. Its armor may have saved it from complete destruction, but the shockwave left the crew stunned and the formation thrown into chaos. Panic spread. Soldiers nearby scattered in every direction, instinctively diving for cover. One soldier, terrified beyond reason, sprinted blindly through the haze, abandoning his comrades. Behind him, another soldier cried out, seriously wounded, his leg mangled by shrapnel. He couldn't walk. The remaining Russian infantry scrambled back through the chaos, four men lifting him desperately, dragging him away from the wreckage. Days later, the same desperation repeated itself. 3 Russian soldiers were spotted moving quickly through open ground in daylight. They knew the skies above were death. They knew the Ukrainian drone was circling. Its buzzing eye tracked their every movement. The men kept running, knowing the drone was too fast, too high to shoot down. Suddenly, a small explosion erupted beside them. The soldier in the middle stumbled and fell, struck by a Ukrainian drone-dropped munition. His comrades faced a grim choice: attempt to rescue him and risk annihilation, or flee. One soldier turned back, kneeling over the wounded man. With no chance of survival, he raised his rifle and ended his comrades' suffering. Then, with horror etched on their faces, they fled once more. Elsewhere, a squad of Russian motorcyclists sped confidently down a dirt path, engines roaring, unaware of the fate awaiting them. Ukrainian engineers had prepared the ground days earlier, planting a massive hidden bomb trap. As the motorcycles roared into the kill zone, the earth erupted beneath them. In an instant, bikes and soldiers alike were swallowed in flame and debris. Nothing remained. The Ukrainian drones were relentless. In a small village, Russian soldiers had taken shelter in a 2-story house. For hours, an overhead drone monitored their movements, transmitting every detail back to Ukrainian command. Finally, the order came. The drone dropped its first explosive, shattering the roof and engulfing the house in fire. Soldiers stumbled out coughing, some screaming, but the drone didn't stop. Every movement detected became a new target. What had been a hideout turned into a death trap. Survivors whispered their fears over radios, voices trembling. But before they could finish, another strike silenced them. At noon the next day, Ukrainian missile crews spotted 2 Russian tanks dug into cover positions, attempting to shield themselves. The order came swiftly to destroy them. A missile screamed across the sky and slammed into the first tank. A massive fireball engulfed it, its turret flung into the air. The second tank tried to reverse, but before it could move more than a few meters, another missile struck. Both tanks obliterated in seconds. Elsewhere, Ukrainian snipers and drone operators coordinated with surgical precision. A group of Russian infantry gathered outside a bunker, casually talking, unaware they were being watched. Coordinates were sent to the sniper, who adjusted his scope, finger on the trigger. But the commander gave a chilling order: wait. More soldiers emerged, laughing, discussing plans for an assault. Finally, as they prepared to move out, the order came. Fire, A single crack echoed, and one Russian soldier fell dead. Chaos erupted. The group abandoned their plans, dragging their comrade inside, their confidence shattered. That evening, armor met armor. A Ukrainian tank suddenly faced off against a Russian BTR-A2A at close range. Both knew the first to fire would survive. The Ukrainian crew did not hesitate. A thunderous blast, a direct hit, the Russian vehicle erupted in fire. Flames licked skyward as ammunition inside cooked off. The Ukrainian tank rumbled away, its crew victorious. The Ukrainians also struck at the heart of Russian supply lines. A missile team prepared an attack on a hidden Russian ammunition depot. Hours of planning, careful movements, and radio silence built to a single order: fire. The missile launched, streaking across the night sky. A second later, the earth shook violently as the depot exploded, sending shockwaves for kilometers. Secondary blasts lit the horizon, each detonation marking destroyed stockpiles of weapons. It was a crippling blow. On another night, Russian soldiers attempted to cross a river by boat. Under the cover of darkness, they believed they were safe. But Ukrainian ambush teams were waiting. Fire erupted from the left, forcing the Russians to concentrate their defenses. Distracted, they never noticed the real threat. A missile from behind struck their boat, obliterating it in an instant. Flames illuminated the water, wreckage sinking beneath the waves. Even tanks in hiding were not safe. A Russian tank, concealed in dense woods, thought itself secure. But a Ukrainian drone, armed with the latest precision munitions, descended quietly. It unleashed missiles that tore through the silence, engulfing the vehicle in fire. The tank burned until nothing was left but twisted metal, smoldering like wood in a fire pit. Later that day, another abandoned Russian tank was spotted. The hatch was open, its crew had fled. A Ukrainian drone operator wasted no time. A small grenade was carefully guided onto the tank. Moments later, another explosion, another Russian loss. Again and again, Ukrainian drones stalked their prey. One operator watched a group of Russian soldiers for hours. When they finally moved, he struck. A missile screamed down, scattering the troops in panic. Survivors fled without looking back, their formation shattered. And then the night sky lit up once more. A cutting-edge Ukrainian drone, capable of striking targets no bigger than a speck on the horizon, locked onto a Russian boat at sea. One precise strike, and the vessel was gone, splintered, broken, burning. Russian forces continued to suffer devastating losses: armor, vehicles, supplies, and men. The war grinds on, merciless, every day bringing new destruction. And as Ukrainian technology grows sharper, faster, deadlier, the battlefield itself has become a trap from which there is no escape.